What's going on? It's your boy Sermon at Sermon's Domain on Twitter. Rob Markman is an accomplished journalist. He's easily one of the best with stints at XXL, MTV News, and currently Genius. Somewhere along the line, he decided to add rapper to his resume. And he is very respected within the hip-hop community, so the love has been huge. Everybody has been supporting him, but it's not just name recognition. No, Rob is making music that is worth discussing, that is worth listening to. So his first project is an 8-track EP perfectly titled Right to Dream. My initial thoughts were, I was surprised. I figured Rob wouldn't be spitting no whack bars or nothing, but I didn't know how fluid his storytelling would end up. It's like he is a student of the Notorious B.I.G. Right to Dream is a very personal project. Throughout it, you get bits and pieces of his life, and I like that because as a journalist, you don't really know the background story of someone. It's not like with the rapper where you're like, okay, we want to know where this rapper's from, what he's been through, all of that. But with journalists, it's unless they write an article that kind of ties into that musically and you read it, you don't really know. So I like that Rob is able to give us some fresh material despite being someone who is a pretty big deal. Now let me highlight two of my favorite songs. The first being I Don't Wanna Wait featuring Kirby Marier. Rob described this song as a record where he is admiring the hustlers for all the flashy possessions that he has, but also realizing that the lifestyle is not for him. In order to get these flashy possessions, you gotta sell drugs, you gotta do street stuff, but Rob knows that it's not for him. It also helps having older people like his brother to tell him, don't get in this dangerous game, stay out of it. I love that I Don't Wanna Wait is a fresh take on this perspective, because oftentimes when rappers talk about that hustler lifestyle and wanting all those cars and chains and all the riches that come with it, they're often seduced by it. So Rob is taking a different route where he's dropping life lessons throughout this record. One of my favorite passages is at the beginning of the third verse where he says, everyone addicted to something, some addicted to drugs, some addicted to hustling, some addicted to women, some addicted to sinning. It's the rush, the adrenaline, the high when it's settling. Man, that's a good line. It's a very real line. And then another line came in the second verse that was really powerful. He says, same corner I seen kings die for a dream. Like a play on, Martin Luther King and his I Have a Dream speech. So Rob is an exceptional lyricist. For him doing his first project, he is displaying a lot more than a rookie would. And I know that Rob is someone who has written throughout his life. He's never hid the fact that he's written rhymes before. This is not the first time he sat down with the pen, but this is an idea that he's been thinking about for many years and finally making it happen. And the other thing about I Don't Wanna Wait is that it's produced by Justice League. That's a huge production team to have on your EP. Name a bad Justice League beat. I don't know if you can. Don't go to Wikipedia and try to purposely find a bad Justice League beat, but just know that this beat with the subject matter is crazy. My other favorite record is called Fredo. If you've ever seen the Godfather trilogy, then you know the story of Fredo Corleone. It's not a pretty one. He's a snake, a traitor, and he deserved everything that came to him. Over this ominous production by Sap, Rob retells that story's message, Fredo's story, his message, while interjecting references to Nino Brown, G Money, and Bishop from Juice to help drive the point home that if you are disloyal, you will probably get killed. There are so many different movies about this and probably a lot of real life tales. So it's don't be disloyal. But more than that, this is a nice story. Again, I go back to the storytelling aspect because that's what Rob really showcases on Right to Dream. Oh, and I think they should remake The Godfather. It's about time. It's over 40 years old, I believe. So Now is the time to remake The Godfather, bring it up to a new generation, but just remake the first one. Do not, under any circumstances, remake 2 and 3. If there's going to be sequels, I think we should have them rewritten. Tell a new story, because the sequels were not up to par with the first one, and I know we can have another trilogy of The Godfather that is amazing. Now let me talk about my least favorite song, Ben's For My Birthday. If you wanted confirmation that Rob can write a hook like today's generation, Ben's For My Birthday will reinforce that. Of course, the verses are a lot better than what most rappers can do nowadays with that subject matter, that idea, but I just couldn't get into this one. I think it is the hook and the production, but besides that, it also feels a little less personal than the rest of the music. It's more braggadocious than anything, but also celebrating hard work. So I can respect what like the message is behind it, you know, celebrating work and wanting what you earn and what you deserve. I can appreciate that, but overall it's just not a record that I can really get into. It's not one that I wanted to keep playing over and over again as I listen to this EP. What are Rob Markman's goals as a rapper? This was a question that was in the back of my mind when I was listening. Will he retire from journalism and focus on this full time? Can he even make it as a rapper? I think the answer is yes. He's got the resources as well as the skill. Like, if somebody like Rob, who is around lyrics all day, is able to write a project of this caliber, then you know that he understands how the business side works. And he's got Hovain as his manager. Hovain used to manage Troy Ave, and you know, despite how that situation ended, you know that Hovain was instrumental in helping Troy Ave get on like the platforms that he was at. And so he's doing the same with Rob now. Rob is all over like radio spitting. He's on Sway. He's on Breakfast Club. Like, he's all over the place doing this promo. And so that's what I mean when I say he has the resources to make it. Even if you've known Rob for years, Right to Dream will introduce you to aspects of his life that you didn't know about. I've known him for years and I never knew like a lot of this stuff. I didn't know that he was almost shy. I didn't know, you know, just certain things throughout his life that he talks about on this EP. And after all that, it's inspiring to see someone go for what they want to do. This is a risk that paid off in the end. By the time you finish listening to Right to Dream, you'll know that Rob has a lot of potential. I'm excited to hear more. So those are my thoughts on Rob Markman's Right to Dream EP. After you check it out, let me know what you think about it in the comment section below, and then like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're not already, share the video. Follow me on Twitter @SermonsDomain, and as always, thank you for your time. I appreciate you for watching, and until next time, peace.